today for joining us with our Plus Group webinar series. Today's topic is 5 secrets to successfully selling DI in the medical market, and it will be presented to you by Lori Boggs and as well as Jill Alma of MetLife. Please note that all lines will be muted during this webinar. If you would like to ask a question, please go to the chat box, which you should see on the pane, or the question box, and send it to Lori Boggs, and we will address those questions at the end of the webinar. I hope you enjoy the webinar, and I'm going to turn this over to Lori Boggs now.
Thank you, Tracy, and thank you all for being here. We look forward to the opportunity to talk to you today about physicians and a few other things as well, but mainly about physicians and how you can grow your business. Hopefully you can all see the screen. The agenda today, we're going to go over some new occupational class enhancements that we've recently had, participation limit changes. We have a few discount programs that I'm going to cover, some great optional riders that we really think is important to talk about today that can increase benefits for your clients and also your commissions. And then we have a couple of sales ideas that I will cover. Recently, we've made some changes to our medical specialists. We took the opportunity to increase the class for our, I guess, less risky specialists, pediatricians, oncologists, neurologists, and rehab physicians. We moved them from a Class 5S to a 6M, and what that really means to you is that we've had an average rate reduction of about 27%. We also took the opportunity to change the classes for dental specialists at that same time. They went from a 5D to a 5S, physician's assistants, optometrists, any psychologists with a PhD, and also speech pathologists. Again, the rate reduction about an average of 15%. The opportunity here for physicians is pretty great. The changes also include participation limit changes. So we took our 5S and 5D, some of our occupational classes, changed them to a new 6M occupational class, and we also changed the limits with other IDI coverage in force or with group coverage. So as an example, our 6M classes were at $25,000 with other IDI, but now we've increased them to $30,000. Also with group LTD, we increased them from $25,000 to $35,000. This gives you the opportunity to layer coverage. So if a physician has $15,000 with standard, you can add an additional $15,000 of individual DI with MetLife. And again, that's on 6M classes or your 5S and 5D classes. This will give you the opportunity also when you layer to get the maximum amount of benefit for your clients. The opportunity in the medical market is pretty great. We went to government and industries, went to their website, and we think that there's about 1 million people who may qualify for this coverage, looking at all the physicians that are out there that fall within our 5S, 5I, 4M, and 6M occupational classes. One of the things that I get to do, which I really enjoy, is talk to resident physicians. And I recently did a presentation, a dinner presentation to a bunch of Mayo Clinic residents that were graduating. It was around probably March or April, and many of them already had contracts with other hospitals to start in their new specialties or what their specialties were. There were about 45 people in the room, and I had the chance to sit down and talk with most of them face-to-face about their disability coverage needs. And I would say that 99% of them had contracts in their hands. So they already knew where they were going to work, and they already knew what their incomes were going to be. And their incomes at that time at the Mayo Clinic, they ranged about $40,000 to $50,000. In their new occupations, which were going to start in July, they were going to make upwards of $350,000. That's a great opportunity for people like you to sit down with residents. They haven't spent this money yet. They really have this kind of bank of money. They really are taught during medical school and during their residency to make sure that they protect that income with disability coverage. So you have a client that has the income, and they also are taught that it's important to protect that income. So it makes the sale a little bit easier. I will tell you that all of them were very interested in disability coverage. Some of them already had coverage, but they didn't have enough coverage, and they definitely didn't have the maximum amount. I included this next slide in here. It doesn't have anything to do with physicians, but executives are a very important part of MetLife's target market, and we think there's great opportunity here. We recently increased or decreased our qualifications for executives from $100,000 in annual earnings to $80,000. We also moved those people that earn $80,000, if they are executives, to a new OC class, which is 6S. That is going to provide for an average rate reduction of about 26%. This is a great opportunity for you. Not only physicians, but executives understand the importance of protecting their earnings. They're used to earning high incomes, and I will say that from my experience, I think that executives not only earn high incomes, but they're very good at spending all of their money. So there's an opportunity or the need to really protect, and they understand that. We also increased the participation limits for executives. So again, you can layer coverage. We went from $30,000 with other IDI carriers up to $35,000, and also group coverage from $30,000 to $40,000. And I believe today this is the largest or the highest in the industry. So I just wanted to include that. And this is another opportunity in the executive market. We went to the labor and industry website, and there's about 12 million people that may qualify for this additional coverage. I also included this slide because I wanted everybody to see kind of where we are at our maximum issue and participation limits by OC class. Again, I believe, and we're changing every day, but I believe this is the highest, most of these are the highest in the industry. And again, this is an opportunity for you not only to, you know, offer $40,000 with group LTD, but also it provides an opportunity to stack coverage with other DI carriers or other individual DI carriers to provide the maximum benefit for your clients. I want to take the time to go over some great riders that we have out there. Not only do these riders benefit your clients, I believe these also benefit you from a commission standpoint. The automatic increase benefit is free, so you can add that, and my suggestion is to add that to every single person that applies for coverage. It's, again, a free rider, and we automatically increase annually by 5% for 5 years. Again, it's a free rider, and it's great. You get the increase in benefit, and there's really nothing that needs to be done. It's negative election. The producer is not involved in it. MetLife handles all of the increases for automatic increase benefit. And again, it's a great way for you to earn a little bit of extra income. One of the most important riders I feel that we have is the guaranteed insurability option. And this allows for the purchase of additional benefits without any medical underwriting. This is great to add to clients that are young and clients that you know are going to be earning an increase in income over the next 3, 4, 5 years. This is a great rider to add if you have resident physicians or anybody just coming out of school. So with MetLife, you can increase by increasing just exercising one option, but we also have the availability to exercise the lump sum. So you get so that you can arrive at that maximum by really just multiplying the base times 3, and then we cap it at the max IMP limits. But if the max is $9,000, that is the lump sum amount, and you can qualify for that $9,000 if it's the first, if it's within 3 years that the policy is issued, or the client is under the age of 40, whichever one comes first. So again, if the maximum GIO pool is $9,000, if the client qualifies because they've had an increase in income, they can apply for the benefit as a pool and exercise the whole pool. And you can contact your Plus Group member firms to find out a little bit more about that. The guaranteed insurability rider adds about 3 to 7% load onto the policy. It's not a lot, and again, there's no medical underwriting. All we want to look at is your financials for your clients. Another great rider that we have is our COLA rider. We have 2 different COLA riders. We have the 3% simple COLA rider and the 0 to 10% simple COLA rider. And that rider is not available in all states, and in its place we have the 1 to 7%. And again, the COLA rider is in the event that a disability lasts longer than 12 months, after that 12 months, the COLA rider increases benefits while the insured is disabled. Once the insured is off claim, they can buy up those additional COLA amounts. A couple of new things that we have here at MetLife are association discounts. We do offer discounts to state and local medical associations at the rate of 5%. The rates are gender specific, so if you're a male, you're going to pay male rates. If you're a female, you will pay female rates. We also have state and local professional association discounts. Attorneys, CPAs, associations such as that can qualify, and that is a 10% discount, gender specific. Again, not all discounts are approved in all states, and the products that we offer the discounts on are the Omni Advantage or Essential. I want to talk about another discount that we offer that isn't shown here. MetLife has entered into an agreement with the American Medical Association to provide a 10% discount. It's gender specific to any AMA physicians or any AMA residents. It's fully underwritten. Again, it's 10%, and you have to simply ask your client if they are part of the AMA, if they're a physician, and you can discuss that with your Plus Group GA, and they can add the discount. We also provide a 5% premium discount for any of those of you that sell life insurance. If you sell a MetLife life insurance policy, we can share requirements, and this reduces our cost. So we're passing that reduction on to the client by giving them a 5% discount. The policy has to be issued within the past 12 months. We have something called rapid underwriting. If it's part of that program, there's very limited underwriting for that program, so we would not include policies that go through rapid underwriting. We don't stack discounts, so the only discount that would be available to that person is 5%. If they qualify for a 10%, well, then it may be cheaper for them to go with a 10% multi-life if they have opportunity for that. Again, not available in all states, and we offer that on the Omni Advantage and the Omni Essential. So again, that's really a reduction or a discount based on the fact that we have already underwritten the client on the life side and we're sharing requirements. I want to go through a couple of sales ideas, and you may be aware of this, but I thought it was important to talk about some of the ways that you can look at additional opportunities. These are real cases that MetLife worked on, and we had a 39-year-old pediatrician, female, in a small medical practice. There were 6 total physicians, and again, this physician understands or understood the importance of protecting her income. She earned $150,000. She did not have anything offered through her practice, and she wanted to obtain the most coverage she could at the best rate. We ran 2 quotes for her. One was a single life policy, but we also talked to her about multi-life, and we said, if you go back to the other physicians in your practice and form a multi-life and form a group that came to MetLife for coverage, we could give you a multi-life discount of 10%. And we did end up selling 5 physicians at unisex rates or non-gender specific rates with a 10% discount, and it lowered this female physician's rate from $3,600 all the way down to $3,000. So there's a lot of opportunity there. Women, unfortunately, they pay higher rates for disability coverage, and men pay lower rates. And it's the opposite for life insurance, so you know. We have a second sales idea. We have a 43-year-old oncologist. He recently became a partner at the oncology practice, so he's a new physician. And those of you who don't know, MetLife has starting and private practice limits. We offer $7,500 a month to physicians that are starting in private practice, and that is no income requirement, no income documentation requirement. And we also provide a lot of starting private practice limits to residents and medical students as well. He needed additional coverage due to a substantial income increase. His annual income was at $600,000. His current group DI policy was at $15,000. And he wants to obtain the most coverage he can. We provided a supplemental disability insurance policy, and we were able to give higher limits due to his occupation. And we also, based on the off-class change, he obtained $14,500 more benefit on top of what he had for $700 less, or $773 less. Again, he was able to save money in premium because of the off-class change, and he also obtained additional coverage on top of his group LTD. In addition to that, if he had other individual DI coverage and no group LTD, we can also layer coverage on top of that. So this provides you the opportunity to go into your book of business, look at your current physicians, and make sure that they have the maximum amount of coverage. Look at different carriers. I know we're all a little bit different with our limits, not a whole lot, but if you can get more for your clients, take a look at that and see if you can add more coverage on top. And your Plus Group general agents are up to speed on what's going on with MetLife, what's changing, our IMP limits, the new IMP limits, and where there's opportunity. So please reach out and let us know how we can help. With that, I'd like to take questions. The way we're going to take questions, which I know Tracy covered at the beginning, the presentation is that you're going to send me the questions through chat. I will read the questions and answer them. So does anybody have any questions?
Lori, I actually see a couple questions that came in, and I'm not sure if you can see them or not. So I will just tell you what they are. I did send them to you, but again, you may not see them.
No, I don't see them.
Okay, one person asked about veterinarians, if they fit into any of your OC classes.
Yes, veterinarians are our top OC class, so they would be a 6S. So they are the most favorable OC class.
Great. The next question I see is that this person, David, saw that there was a footnote indicated that certain classes and limits do not apply in California. Can you please clarify that?
That's exactly correct. California is a little bit different for us, so the OC classes could be different, and I'll give you an example. We don't have a 6M OC class in California, so they would qualify for a 6A rate. Also, our limits are a little different. The maximum that we would go to participating with Group LTD is $25,000 for the top OC classes. And there are different variances. And again, you can reach out to the Plus Group partner, or you can reach out to me for more details. I can send you our IMP limits for California. My email address is lboggs, LBOGGS, @metlife.com.
Okay, next, I know a couple of people are asking about the presentation. You will get that in a follow-up email along with the recording of this presentation. So you will all have this shortly afterwards, so no worry about that. Okay, next, Lori, when did the new IMP limits go into effect in Georgia? Someone asked.
Specifically in Georgia, I believe they, Joe, do you know, I don't know the exact states, and I don't know that you would either, but.
Well, this is Joe. I mean, we're in effect today. I don't know what date they were released, but we could follow up with that. I think it was, earlier.
It's been a couple months, yeah.
Yeah, it's been a couple months now, but they're in effect today.
Okay, next, please review max limits with and without lifetime.
Oh, okay. That's a good question. Our maximum, Joe, keep me honest here.
Sure.
Our maximum with lifetime is $10,000.
Absolutely.
But then you can apply for a separate policy on top of that without the lifetime. Is that correct, Joe?
Absolutely. So if someone qualified for $15,000 a month, they could get 10 with lifetime and another 5 without it. 10 is our maximum if lifetime's on the contract.
Okay, you guys ready to move on?
Yeah.
Next one is any commission split when using the discount.
There is no, with any discount that is less than 25%, there is no commission cut or reduction. It starts at 25% and higher. There's a little bit of a reduction.
Next one is someone asked about chiropractors.
Chiropractors.
They're an A class with us, Lori.
Yeah, they're an A class, so you can send them to a different carrier. No, I'm only kidding. I don't know what they are with other carriers, but I will say that from a MetLife standpoint, they have not been a good risk for us. So they're an A class A. Our lowest A class is B, so it's not the lowest, but it is quite low, A class A.
Yeah, so we don't consider chiropractors, true medical occupations from a issue and participation limit standpoint. They're an A class. We'd cap them at $4,000 a month, so that those limits that you saw wouldn't apply to a chiropractor. They're also only eligible for our Omni Essential product, which is a guaranteed renewable product versus Omni Advantage, which is non-cancelable, of course. But we do write chiropractors. Some carriers don't. But they are a lower class with us.
Okay, next, there's plenty of questions. What is your take on own OC versus medical occupation?
Own OC versus medical. I'm going to guess here and go out on a limb. Are they? I guess they're speaking about specialty language. MetLife does not have specialty language in their contracts today, but that is something we're looking to add. We look at what the duties are at the time of claim, and we do that for all occupations across the board. So whatever the duties are at the time of claim is what we use.
Okay. Will MetLife develop a tele-app?
We are currently piloting a tele-app. We are filing our application so that we can split it into pieces. Once the application is approved in all states, we will start rolling out a tele-app program. So the answer to that is yes.
Okay. Is there or will there be an MD specialty recognition?
Yes, we're going to be we're actually working right now on enhancing our products and our pricing, which is good news. And one of the things we will do is add specialty language. So that's coming soon.
Great.
Not soon, but we'll file it this year, and then it rolls out as states approve.
Next one I see is how do these work in MD? I'm assuming that may be Maryland. I'm not sure. Don't know if that's a little too specific.
I guess, yeah, it's not too specific, but I can guess. So in Maryland, Vermont, Ohio, and California, we would revert back to the original R class that they're at. In California, a 6M would really be a 6A, a 5S would be a 5A, so it will correlate across that way, and whatever limits they qualify for at a 6A or a 5A is what they would qualify for. But I can get some information over to the Plus Group partners, and they can send it out.
Sure. Next one is new limits approved in Florida. I guess that's the question.
Yeah,
the
issue limits that Lori spoke about are available everywhere, except with the California exceptions where the limits are just generally different in California, but our limits are in effect today in Florida.
Great. Is the discount for the life of the policy?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Do you differentiate a class for a veterinarian, small animal, large animal, S6 maybe that says?
That's a great question because we do. A large animal veterinarian would be a lower A class, and small animal is more favorable. So they're our best A class, which is a 6S.
Great. What class are dentists?
Dentists are a Joe 5I. Let me look.
Yeah, general dentists are in our 4M class, and our dental specialists have recently moved to our 5S occupational class. So a dental specialist is a 5S, and a general dentist is a 4M.
Thanks, Joe.
Great.
No problem.
And Lori, there were a couple questions about the AMA. I don't know if you want to address.
Sure, you can read them.
Okay. If we use the AMA discount, do we submit to our Plus Group outlet, and is there any commission reduction or split with AMA?
There is no commission split with the AMA. Yes, you would go through your Plus Group partner, and it is a 10% gender-specific rate. So I think I answered everything. Yes, you would go through the Plus Group partner. It's 10%, and there's no commission reduction or split with the AMA.
Good. Comparison of your contract versus ADA or AMA contract.
I don't know all of our contract that we sell today is the same contract that we sell to AMA through MetLife. I don't know other carriers that are out there. I know they have a AMA LTD and STD carrier. I don't know what their contracts are like. But for MetLife, the AMA is the same contract that we sell across the board.
And Lori, if I could just add, just generally speaking, some of the key differences you want to look for is, we require that someone's a member of the AMA at inception to get that discount, but after the fact, there's no continued requirement that you keep up membership in the AMA. That discount is permanent. Typically, when you're going through the ADA or the AMA, if you're no longer a member, that coverage might end or increase in cost. And we are also selling non-cancelable policies where the premium rate won't change. And you want to just be on the lookout. Oftentimes, when you're against the AMA or ADA, the contract is age banded often, and as they age, the rates might go up a little bit. So just a couple of things to look out for, and some positives of the MetLife contract. That continued membership in those organizations is not required to keep discounts or the coverage, and your rate is locked in on the non-cancelable contract.
I guess also, Joe, the lifetime benefit is not available on the AMA, under the AMA program.
Yeah, and like you, I don't want to talk too much specifics of those contracts because I'm not an expert on those. But last I've checked, those richer features like a lifetime benefit might not be available through the AMA or the ADA.
That's correct. Okay.
And another one about the AMA. Is the AMA discount currently available? What requirements are there for a producer to offer this?
So the AMA discount is currently available. It's 10%, and it became effective on November 3rd, 2011. So we're not going to go back to cases that are in force and add the discount. It has to be a new policy. And the only thing that you cannot do with the AMA is market the AMA. So you can't market with the AMA logo. You can't email blast or, I don't know, however you market to your clients about an AMA discount. We can't use, and this is an AMA requirement, not MetLife, but we can't use the AMA logo or name anywhere where they have not approved it. And they have attorneys that approve everything that we send out, anything with the AMA on it. So you can't market the AMA, but you can, if you have a client that's part of the AMA, you can certainly have the discount of 10%. Now there are some states, and I can email the flyer out to the Plus Group general agents and they can send it out. There are some states that have not approved the discount. We're working on getting it approved. I would say that most of them have, but I will send out the flyer to the Plus Group partners so they can make sure everybody gets that.
Great. Next, can anyone use the GSI offering to the medical resident market and use them on any resident regardless of the residency program affiliated program? I think they're talking about the new AMA residency program that's out there, and we are actually going to have a conference call tomorrow with all of the Plus Group partners to go over the resident program, how it works, but basically kind of high level. MetLife is working with a general agent who the AMA has chosen to distribute our GSI products to their residents. All of the mailings of the enrollment kits will be mailed directly to the residents. If someone brings that to you and they say, hey, I have this discount through MetLife, they're asking me to enroll, it's only a one-page application, you can certainly sit down with them, take the application. There is a cover sheet, and you can forward that through your Plus Group partner, and you will get credit on that. There's no way that you can market the program. We can't send you enrollment kits. They have very tight controls over that through the AMA. So, and please make sure that you don't market with the AMA logo or their name, because they're very strict, extremely strict, and they're strict with us as well. So, but we will have, the Plus Group partners will have more information about that after our conference call tomorrow. And I apologize, it's a very new program. The enrollment kits haven't even gone out yet.
So, any more questions?
Yeah, there's a couple more. How do we establish the group discount with unisex rates?
The group discount for physicians, if there are 3 or more physicians in a small practice or even a hospital, we just need 3 or more lives, and they can have the 10% unisex discount. So it's a true group. There has to be an employer-employee relationship.
Great. Next one is commercial airline pilots. Question mark.
Yeah, we don't cover commercial airline pilots.
Got it.
Peterson does.
Yes, Peterson. You contact your Plus Group office, and they will get you in touch with the Petersons for London. Will you be able to email this presentation? Yes, everybody that, again, you will be getting a follow-up email, which will have an audio/video. You'll be able to hear it and see the actual presentation. So I think that should satisfy everyone. And if you do have additional questions, please feel free to contact your local Plus Group office, or if you want to go to Lori directly or to me, and I will field out those questions, because I realize that we had a lot of questions, which is very exciting, I think. So that's great news. So I'm excited. We had a great. Lori, is there anything else you'd like to say to wrap up? Or
yeah, I just thank you, everybody, for dialing in, and if we can help in any way, MetLife has a great relationship with all of the Plus Group partners. They're one of our, top strategic partnerships. So please reach out to them or to me directly, and we want to help you in any way we can. That's it. Thank you, Tracy.
Yeah, thank you, guys, and thank you, everyone who attended. And again, feel free to send any other questions to us, and please check our website for future webinars. And again, thank you, everyone. Have a great day. Bye-bye.